Welcome back for another midweek review. This week we review Six Underground on Netflix, given to us by one of our listeners, and Chris is going to give us a quick breakdown of the movie.
Six individuals from all around the globe, each the very best at what they do, have been chosen not only for their skill, but for a unique desire to delete their past to change the future.
Mm.
What what
Sounds,
what a what a synopsis.
sounds great. Sounds like it could be a top-notch movie.
Was
Like
it though? Was it?
very that's the question.
Now I did say last week it was Ryan Gosling, and I had people searching for Six Underground with Ryan Gosling.
That was a big oopsie by you.
So that was my bet. It was Ryan Reynolds, and he was phenomenal. As he's always, but I've realized before we like really get into it, I'm just gonna. This is a note I had. He's the same in every single movie.
He is. He is the same in every single movie.
You
That is
take
very accurate.
you take Chris from Just Friends, which is Ryan Reynolds' character. You take him and you put him as one in Six Underground. You take one and put him as Chris in Just Friends. It Nothing changes. It's all the same.
Very much so.
There's not a single difference in Deadpool. Same guy. It's like he's like I think one of the only actors who can just do that. And like Morgan Freeman, like those are probably the only two guys I can think of that like their character never changes. It's like just Ryan Reynolds in every role and
They
it's
are.
Morgan Freeman in every role, but they're still like, oh yeah, if they're in the movie, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love them.
Yeah, they are just themselves, and it goes well with who they play in their roles.
The whole time I watched it, I was like, he's the same freaking person every movie.
The whole time I thought it was Deadpool.
The whole time.
There's
The
no
whole
Snoop.
time.
That's it. I was waiting for him to jump off a building and then heal himself.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I was waiting for. So, um, it opened up with Dave Franco, and thank you for the movie producers that you put Dave Franco in this movie, because that was a shining spot.
Are you a big Dave Franco guy?
I love Dave Franco.
Okay.
Love Dave Franco ever since Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too.
Okay.
I've just been a big fan of Dave Franco.
Fair. Okay.
I mean, he plays the same role that he did in those parts or in those movies. Obviously, a lesser role, but like the driver,
Yeah,
getaway. That,
I didn't put those together. Very, very true.
yeah.
Very true.
So kind of plays that same role. But yeah, Dave Franco, great storyteller.
And he's
You know?
gone. Like, I mean, he's a pretty big actor. So
Yep,
that's a big pull to kill him off in the first 15 minutes.
exactly.
I
Killed
mean,
him,
that
but
was wild.
right, but right then and there, in that first 15 minutes, I wrote 3 minutes in my little synopsis. In the first 3 minutes, the acting was already pathetic.
What do you mean?
Dave Franco literally turned the car right or turned the wheel right and it cut back to the car and the car doesn't move.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little cut action, a little cut action.
It was bad. It was real bad.
See, that first 20 minutes was like, I think some of the best action I've seen in a very long time.
No,
Yeah.
because it's so stupid because he's like they're driving, he's like, not the puppies or not the nuns, and like it was so stupid. That was so dumb.
But that was kind of like the point of the whole movie. It's like almost making fun of and like being overly done on the blood and gore and like the seriousness of the movie was like them making fun of it the whole time. Like the part where Dave Franco turns on the radio, like there's a bunch of these throughout the movie, but this one stood out
Yeah.
where he turns on the radio.
And
It's
then
like Baby
Vice
Driver.
Girls. Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds says like, no, like that's not what a getaway driver. Like it's just like making fun of all the other movies.
There was
I
there
knew you were gonna make a comment about the puppies. I put in here, Austin probably had a heart attack at the dogs almost getting run over.
it was just dumb. It was just dumb. It was too much. And I agree with you that they were trying to show the things that were overdone, but I disagree with you because I think they were really adding them in the movie because some of the blood and guts, not all of them, but some of the blood and guts were like normal for a movie type, right? The best sniper in the world hits two guys in the head. Like that's very common in in an action movie. It's not
Yeah,
unheard of.
but I mean the overly like slow mo of them like somebody taking a bullet and just blood splashing everywhere. you getting the actual injuries and stuff. That's like you wouldn't see that in the Mission Impossibles and
That is
stuff like
a
that.
Ryan Reynolds movie.
Well, I mean,
It does
Deadpool,
the same thing in Deadpool.
but that's it.
Like, but that's who he is as a superhero.
But
Like,
in Deadpool, he's making fun of superhero movies.
that's all I could get out of that whole movie, that it is Deadpool because it's the exact same thing.
I mean, yeah, okay.
I felt like the pop-ups were the same, and when I say the pop-ups, I mean, like, when they were like, number 1, the CEO or the billionaire or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
writing was literally Deadpool. Like, I
yeah.
could not break away from that.
I think that may have been why I liked it.
Well, I think that's why I didn't like it.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I think that is actively why I didn't, because I mean, I laughed very hard when the Spice Girls came on in the car movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I laughed. That was funny. But what was weird is, like, there's all of a sudden there was these 150 cars that were chasing you.
Hmm.
Six, right? Six. Yeah, six dies, and then all of a sudden there's no more cars.
Well, because
Like,
six died at the point where they lost everybody.
that was
When they pulled into there, six had escaped. Like they had escaped, and then he was just his stupid little swerve thing. He went right into a forklift.
got it. Okay. I didn't follow that. I thought there were still cars and it was just over.
No, 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 no. Yeah,
So that was hurting. Um,
I loved four because I've ever since it first came out, I loved parkour. Parkour is like the coolest thing. And then I didn't like the movie. I don't remember what it was called. Where it was only a first person movie. I didn't like that at all. But the scenes where like you see it's first person of him doing parkour was the coolest thing in the world to me.
no, it was really cool how he was, like, up on buildings and climbing and
Yes, yes.
jumping. Like, that was a really cool feature.
Hmm.
Um, what I didn't like too is that we only got some of their backgrounds.
Yeah, yeah.
We got, like, one meeting 4, right? When he jumped off and he fell and then he was hooked up to the machine.
Hmm.
But then we never got, like, how one met 3 or how one met 2, or,
Right, right.
we never got any of that. So that was all very
Yeah, a
strange.
lot
Like,
of the
why not tell
backstories
the
were
whole story?
lacking.
Yeah, why not tell the whole story? I feel like you lost a lot of points because we didn't get much slash any backstory.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was confusing to me. And then I feel like there were too many time jumps. We started in one point, and then it was 4 years ago,
Hmm.
and then the next words that came up on screen were 6 months later. Okay, is it 6 months later from present? Is it 6 months later from 4 years ago? Trying to put it all together was tough.
Oh, really? See, I felt it was pretty not like straightforward, but kind of straightforward.
Oh, I was like, where are we in the world?
Okay, so when he did the plane thing,
Yeah.
he was
Oh,
like, that was 6 years ago or
yeah.
4 years ago, whatever it was. And then he's like that's the first time I died. He goes, but where this story really takes place is 4 months ago when we had like the fiasco happen, and then so it jumped to 4 months from when he was talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out what was going on in the whole
gotcha.
thing.
That's okay. That's fair.
Did you ever see the movie Detective Pikachu?
No, I have not seen it yet. I know Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu.
Is Pikachu okay? Because so I wrote, I I said I haven't seen it, but I feel like this is the same movie as Detective Pikachu.
Why is that?
It's a Ryan Reynolds movie. I just feel like it's the same thing,
Oh
just
yeah, okay. So yeah,
Pikachu as opposed to
Deadpool.
one, or
Right.
yeah, Deadpool or Chris, right? Whoever
Yeah.
you want to put in that slot.
Yes, yes, yeah.
I was just like,
One
it is literally the same thing.
one thing that made me like annoyed me, and again, like I said, it was like almost like kind of making fun of a lot of action movies, and like it was just doing its own thing. But and like of course none of it's realistic, blah blah blah. The scene where Ford, going back to the parkour stuff, Ford made his escape like when he's getting sniped and he's running across that crane, the big crane in the sky.
Yeah,
The other guys, the bad guys, all just knew parkour.
right.
And they're all like fearless. Like when that first scene first happens, you see them all get up there and they're like sketched out, like, oh, can we do this? And then next thing you know, they're running like side by side with him the whole time.
Correct.
I was like I get like if like the more realistic, like the guy throwing grenades to try and stop him because he can't make it or them shooting him. but those guys being able to run, uh, like pace for pace, whatever it's called, I was like, "There's no, like, come on." That made me so mad.
That it was very strange the things that bad guys could and couldn't do because
Yeah,
when he was hanging, right? I think he was hanging with his hands, and the big strong guy that was throwing grenades, they're like, "Throw one over here," and all of a sudden he threw one like perfectly. I'm
yeah.
like, I don't care how many times you try, making that throw with a grenade would be extremely
Oh
difficult.
yeah, yeah. Agreed.
Like I was like, okay, yeah, let's just hit it up one time real quick.
But it was the action was great. The magnets was pretty cool. That was pretty interesting.
That was unique.
Yeah. The whole
Unique.
phone thing, it breaking, it was funny,
Yeah, yeah.
quirky. And I mean it was just yeah, that was cool to me because that was like some intense, just slow-mo blood and gore there. And the
Yeah,
flashbang,
yeah.
that was wild.
Flashbang was pretty cool.
That was wild.
I mean, the whole, being able to turn it on and off this major magnet that you plan
Yeah.
for, this is what you built your CEO status on and your billions and blah blah blah, which was
Mhm.
interesting.
Yes.
But you know, it, it Ryan Reynolds had this like supposable super ability to fight, right? He did one thing in somewhere, and I think it was either 4 or 3 was like, and are you or it was 7, it was Blaine. He's like, are you going to tell us where you learned how to do that? And then they
Yeah.
never talked about Ryan Reynolds fighting ability again.
Mhm.
Like it's almost like he couldn't fight again. Now he just had to use his magnet.
No, he was fighting during that stuff.
He fought during the last one a little bit, but he really didn't fight as much as you would
Or
expect.
well, yeah, I mean, because at that point he has his whole team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so that was interesting. I did like the masks. Obviously, that reminded me of Money Heist, where they wore the masks
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
with like the purple and black masks, and they
Yes,
went.
and then the laughing gas got into his
Yeah,
mask.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
That reminded me of Money Heist just because they wore masks, no other reason.
Not even the same kind of mask, just the fact that they had facial protection.
Exactly. And one is like bulletproof and super all knowing, and the other is freaking a dollar store mask.
I know. Yes, yeah,
So
exactly.
definitely, no other reason besides they physically had masks, to be clear.
The dolly mask, right? That's what they were called?
Dolly, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No, it's but I mean it was decent. It was decent. They were like quoting Eminem in it, right? Which was
Yeah.
obviously very satirical, but
Mhm.
also very stupid.
Yeah. Well,
It just
I think that's, like, what they were going for. I don't think they're trying to be, like, I mean, like, I don't think they're trying to be a s take I don't think they're taking themselves seriously, is what I think.
okay.
I think it was meant to just be like, a good just almost like a Fast and Furious kinda thing.
I've never seen them.
Oh, see, they're just like they're great movies just to sit down and watch. They're not, like, great theatrically or anything like that. It's just it's like a good just sit, chill, and watch movie. Like, be able to just, like, kinda get your mind off of whatever for the next 2 hours.
Hmm.
I mean, you would know if you lived your life a quarter mile at a time like I do.
I feel like that's supposed to be a quote, and I should know that from somewhere.
It's a quote from Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay, but I was
Vin
like,
Diesel, Dominic
who
Toretto. Come on, man.
is he in? Is he in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift?
The very, 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 very end. Like the mid-credit scene he's in it.
Oh no, I watched the race on YouTube, the ending race the other day
Which ending race? Because he was like taking well, I mean, he wasn't really in a race, he was like in the start of the race at the end.
in Tokyo Drift.
Why do you watch that on YouTube of all things?
I don't know, it popped up. I don't know. It's like you're judging my algorithm at this point.
No, I'm gonna judge it. What were you watching before this? And then why did you only watch like why would you watch it if it popped up?
Well, I watched the first race too. I think it was the first race,
Why?
and then I watched the last race.
Well, how did you how? How did you get to Fast and Furious when you don't want to like you've never seen the movies and you're like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna click on this link and just watch it.
Truthfully, I had to be watching some other type of movie thing,
Okay. Okay.
and this just popped up as part of the algorithm. Like, oh, you may like this because you were watching. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I was watching.
That's amazing. That's insanely amazing that you watch those.
But yeah, I just saw those two, and I was like, oh, I thought, and I could be wrong. I was like, I thought Dwayne the Rock Johnson is in these things.
He's in Hobbs and Shaw. Oh
Uh,
wait, And no, he's in a few of them. He's in 5, 6, Hobbs and Shaw. He's in like the back end of them.
Okay, I was like, I had no idea, and I don't even
I
know.
think he's his first one was maybe 6 instead of 5. Fast 5 or 6. I think
Okay,
maybe Fast 5 though. Dang it, I don't know.
and Vin Diesel, isn't he in some of them?
Vin Diesel's in all of them. Vin Diesel's like he's the main guy. Besides O'Connor, why am I blanking on his name? Paul Walker, besides him, like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel were the two main characters. And then The Rock came in as like the third main character when he came in.
But he wasn't in Tokyo Drift.
No, because he was after that movie. He was 5. Tokyo Drift was the third movie.
Well, I mean, none of them were in it. Vin Diesel or Paul Walker. It's some random dude is the main racer.
Yeah, so they had 1 and 2. 2 Vin Diesel wasn't in either.
Oh, okay.
It was just Paul Walker in 2, and then Tokyo Drift was they were just trying to do something different.
Got it.
And then Vin Diesel was at the end of that one.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
And then they got back on track with like 4 to 25 they're on now, I think.
Oh, I think it's 9, realistically.
But they're going to be at 25 before you know it.
That is probably true.
They're going for it, and I'll watch every single one of them.
So back to your
Oh, the reason we're here, yes.
the actual reason we're here, because we got way off topic there.
It was still movies, still movies.
But I would say I think the Skywalker or 4 or Billy, whatever you want to call him, was my favorite as well, just as a whole
Agreed.
arc. I just think he was really cool. He seemed like a pretty down to earth guy. We
Yeah.
could be friends. As long as he would steal from me, because then I could never catch him.
Exactly. I mean, I could if you put me in that movie. Apparently, anybody could do parkour.
True. I mean, the doctor was useless, literally.
Yeah, she didn't really do much.
Like, there was no point in her.
She had like the first scene where she actually did stuff, and then the other stuff was she did the one bomb and then would like talk to him like, "Hey, we need to get out of here." But she was not. She didn't do anything crazy.
No. The hitman was, for the most part, useless. I felt like Blaine was more the hitman than the hitman was.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was just more like subtle about her stuff. Like hers was a guaranteed kill.
Not him, the weird guy.
Okay.
She's the CIA spook.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about 3. They won with the mom.
3, yeah.
Oh yeah. He was a hot mess the whole movie.
I mean, well, I'm not sure what was going on with all that. 2, she was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think I liked her. Obviously not putting Ryan Reynolds in this equation, right? It was the Skywalker and then the CEA spook for me. Just because I think I like, being all guns and ready to go and blow people up. And then 7 never got like a name.
Oh, I like 7. I like 7 because like he didn't want the name.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he didn't want the name. He wanted to be a part of the family and all that.
Like he wanted to help save the world, but he was like, I'm not gonna fall into this trap of we don't care about each other.
Correct.
And you're gonna call me a number. Like you can call me 7, but you're gonna know my real name.
Yeah, but like he didn't have a title, right? Like when it introduced, right? Number 1, the billionaire. Number 2, the CIA spook.
Oh.
Like
well,
he did
sniper,
the sharpshooter, or whatever his name would have been.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll get that in the next movie.
You think there's going to be another one?
I mean, there's 9 bad guys they're hunting down.
I mean, that's true. But you're saying there's going to be a movie every single time because.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying there'll be 9 movies, but I think they did build it up to where there could be at least 2 or 3 of these movies.
There could be more.
Yeah. I mean, even if they just take down, it's like in the next movie, well, this past year we've taken down 3, 4, and 5 of them. Now we have the harder ones, and they know we're coming, like that kind of stuff.
Got it. Okay.
I haven't heard of any talks of another one. I was trying to look into it, but I mean, they set it up very much so, like with his kid at the end. Like, there's so much that they didn't like close. I think on purpose in case they could make another one. And it's Netflix. They're gonna do whatever they can to make movies.
Of course, like meeting her mother or his mother, the hitman's mother, 3's mother. So
yeah,
definitely, setting it up to make it a series.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
You won't watch them?
I would probably honestly not watch them.
Really?
Unless they were in line for this little podcast we got going on.
Wow. See, I think we're so different. You enjoyed Old Guard, I didn't, and then I enjoyed 6 Underground, you didn't.
Oh, I don't think enjoy is the word I would use.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't enjoy it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even put didn't enjoy. It's gonna be like hatred.
For Six
Like
Underground.
like I would be okay if I never saw this movie in my life. Like, wow, this was bad.
See, now you're like just going over the top with this.
When I tell
I feel like you're auditioning to be 8. I think that's what you're trying to do right now. You're trying to audition. Brian's not listening to this, buddy.
when I tell you this number for this rating of this movie, you may honestly fall out of your chair.
I don't think I will.
You may. Because this is when I finished this movie, first off, you were like, the 2 hours goes by quick. That was a lie, Christopher. That was the first lie you've ever told me in my life.
No, it did go by quick.
That 2 hours was the longest 2 hours of my life. That 2 hours took me 8 hours to watch.
Did you? Oh man, this is crazy.
That 2 hours took me 8 hours to get through. And the last half an hour was the worst to try and watch.
What?
Like, it took me so long to get through that last half an hour. It was bad.
Really?
I, on a good day,
I want to hear
I
the rating.
I put this number, and this is what popped into my head when I first finished it. This number was just buzzing back and forth in my head. That's what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Like it or not, 27.
A 27?
I did not like it. I honestly did not like it as a whole. I
We
didn't like
rated The Little Things a 43.
Yeah.
So you would rather watch The Little Things again over this?
If I had to take a choice, yes.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I
Man,
watched the little things in one straight go and I could do it.
we're insanely, insanely different on this.
And that's what I'm worried about. You're gonna give me like an 84 number or something super high. Like you really love this movie, and I really hated this movie.
I mean, on this one, goodness, I feel like I need to up my rating.
I literally told people about this in our Monday night Bible study, and said they were like, "Should we watch the movie?" I was like, "No, do not watch this movie."
I see. I feel like I need to bump my rating up just because you gave it such a bad rating. I'm shook right now.
I told you. I gave you fair warning
I
that
mean,
I was going to say this number.
I have it at 74. I had it at 74. I mean, I feel like I need to bump it up to like an 87 right now to like give it some sort of justice because you just completely destroyed it.
It was bad. It was just bad all around.
Not all around. There were.
It had
I
its
think
moments.
you went into it with like too much of a serious mindset on it.
And it's very possible I did because that's what I wanted out of it.
Maybe. I mean,
And that could be my fault, but I literally could not get through this movie. The amount of
that's
times I
insane.
had to pause and walk away and do something else to like try and refocus was ridiculous.
That's incredible. That is it's incredible that that was your rating.
This might be
Wow.
the lowest we ever get.
Wow. I don't think. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so because I don't want to be watching those kind of movies.
Me either.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I just burst your bubble and ruined your day.
I mean, it doesn't like it's not like I'm offended for the like about the movie because I wasn't like I mean I didn't love it that much, but the just the fact that you rated the movie that low, it's insane.
Yeah, it was
I
it was
feel bad for you. You can't never get those 2 hours back ever.
no. There's a lot of other things I could have done in those 2 hours.
There really are.
You know, I know what you're gonna ask me. What? Well, I could have cleaned my pop heads.
Or you could have done that while you watched the movie.
No, I needed to focus. I take notes. I needed to dust my pop heads. All things could have been done. More important than watching this movie.
We need to get you help with these pop heads. Then we need to get you some help.
I don't know about help. I just got my first Game of Thrones one in today,
You need a lot of help right now.
and I'm waiting to get the perfect piece, put it where the rest of them are, so they can all join forces.
Oh boy. Now, what movie are we watching this week or next week? This week?
Uh,
How would I say that? Next week?
next for the
You'll
next,
watch it this week. Next episode, we'll review it.
yeah, it's however you want to interpret.
Yeah.
The next movie that we'll be watching is it's called Irresistible with Steve Carell. It is on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we're watching this, just so we're clear, is I was at Walmart. I was there to get stuff to fix my bike tire. And of course, when you go to a Walmart or a Target, right, any normal person, they get their item and they leave, right? Well, I
Yeah,
have to get my item, go look at the pop heads, and then leave. Well,
of course.
someone was in the pop head aisle, so I had to buy time, right? Because you can't get too close. COVID, hello. And so I was standing in the movie aisle waiting for him to leave, and I just was looking through movies, and this movie I happened to see right in front of me. So I looked at it. I was like, I love me some Steve Carell,
Mhm.
right? Thanks, Michael Scott, bringing love to my life. And so then I was like, let's watch this movie.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So that's the only reason I picked this movie. I know nothing about it besides that.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I've read the synopsis of it. Can't wait.
It's not going to be a 27.
I hope not, brother, but it could be.
Nothing with Steve Carell would be a 27.
I, I'm just
I mean,
saying.
I guess if you asked me a week ago, I would have said nothing with Ryan Reynolds could have been a 27.
Boom,
And then I watched this movie.
boom. Still should not be a 27. That's insane. But I will say, so in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks we're going to review two movies in one episode. So it's going to be a longer episode. So get ready for that. But I don't know. So Irresistible is only an hour and 40 minutes. So if you guys want over the next 2 weeks, I'd probably recommend this, depending on how much time you have. I would start watching these two movies. The they're both Justice League. One is the original Justice League, and then the other one is the Zack Snyder cut. We'll explain more on why it's like that. They're both on HBO Max, but the first one is 3 hours. The second one is 4 hours. They are basically the same movie. It's just the directors had very different mindsets on it. So that's why we're going to compare them. But it will be a lot if we just throw it on you guys in 2 weeks. Be like, hey, here are the movies, and you realize this is going to be 7 hours of my life.
Yeah, so giving you plenty of time to watch it.
So if you want to watch it, I mean, if you don't want to watch it and just listen to the review, awesome. But don't skip the review. Skip the movies. Don't skip the review.
Amen. Because there's gonna be some good, full packed Superman knowledge going on in here.
Yes, yes. I can't wait. I'm so excited to watch these. I've seen the first one, of course, like the original one. I like how I say original. It came out like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and the other one is basically 5 years ago with some edited parts.
Are you going to watch both of them again?
Oh yeah, yeah,
The 5 year ago one and Zack Snyder League?
yeah. I'm literally gonna watch them back to back.
Oh, so you're gonna commit 7 hours in a day?
Well, no. So like
Oh,
what I mean back to back is like I'll watch the first one as much as I can, kind of thing, because I'll probably have to break it up just because timing.
yeah.
And then the other, I won't watch another movie in between those.
Okay, okay.
So like, I mean, I've like since Six Underground to Irresistible, I'll probably watch 5 or 6 movies in between those.
Fair.
But these other two, like, I'm gonna watch only Justice League, and then only Zack Snyder cut.
I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. Not that I could ever fit 5 to 6 movies in between movies. Some of us have lives.
Well, I mean, it's just instead of watching Twitch or YouTube, you just throw a movie on as background.
Fair. And that's
Yeah,
why you've seen more movies than the rest of us.
exactly. Maybe
But
not the rest of us, but at least you.
at least me, for sure, for sure. But we will see you guys back on Monday for our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah.
We will be back, and and I'm going to tell you now, and I'm going to preface it. I have probably the craziest soccer fight story that has ever come across this podcast.
I was about to say the world. I was like, I'm about to pull some YouTube videos up, but oh, okay. The podcast, I do not. I mean, maybe we have another one. Maybe I have one in the next couple of days. We don't know. But as of now, for sure, yours is the winner.
But I think mine will be the winner. That is 100% guarantee. Come back on Monday. Check us out. I'd love for you guys to take a listen.
I can't wait to hear about this. But we love you guys, and we will see you Monday.